Welcome back to my series where I rank the top 10 crash outs in the Bible. Today we are on number 2 and it is a crazy crash out. This is an undisputable crash out. We are going all the way back to Genesis, and I don't know if y'all have guessed which part in Genesis, which crash out we're going to be talking about, but we are starting with Genesis 34. Now, Genesis happens to be one of my favorite books, if not my favorite book in the Bible, and we're going to be talking about Jacob's sons rather. So Jacob is a very heavy hitter in Christianity and Judaism because it started off with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But just for context, Jacob's name is interchangeable with Israel, and Jacob has 12 sons, which become the 12 tribes of Israel, and they multiply year after year after year, decade after centuries, and they become this whole nation of Israel. But before that happens, we got to take it back. So we are in Genesis 34. Now, yes, Jacob had 12 sons, but he also had a daughter named Dinah. Now, Dinah was a beautiful young woman, and one day she wanted to go out and meet some women her age in the area. That's fine. That's cool. Unfortunately, there is this guy named Shechem who was a Hivite, and he was the son of Hamor, who was a chieftain. He finds Dinah, he captures her, and right? And so he takes her, and he's like, I want this girl as a wife. Get me her as a wife. So he tells his dad, Hamor, get her to me as a wife. Now, Hamor has to go to Jacob, and it's like, hey, we have your daughter. Would you let her marry us? Now, Jacob's sons are out tending the field, so they don't know what's going on. But then they come in and they find out what had happened to their sister, and they are pissed. They are disgusted, right? And so they're like, give her to him as a wife, please. Intermarry with us, it says in verse 9. Give your daughters to us and take our daughters for yourself. You can live with us. The land is before you. You can settle here. You can move about and acquire property in it. So he's pitching this as if this is like a business deal, right? And so Jacob's sons, they answer deceitfully. Follow along. They're like, we could consider giving you Dinah as a wife, but we don't just give our sisters and our daughters to uncircumcised men. Like, we're Jews, we don't do that, right? So you, your son, all the men in your tribe, all the men in your region, they're gonna have to get circumcised. So they're like, okay. So now Hamor and Shechem have to go sell it to their region. They're like, in verse 21, Genesis 34:21, they're like, these men are peaceful toward us. They let them live in our land and move about in it. The region is large enough for them. Let's take their daughters. We give them our daughters, but we just have to get circumcised. But their livestock will be our livestock and their animals will become ours. So we're going to get richer, right? So you see how much that in? Listen, so the men are like, okay, yeah, we can get rich off of this. Yeah, let's go ahead and get circumcised. So they get circumcised. In Genesis 34, verse 25, it says, on the third day, when they are still in pain, it says when they're still in pain, 2 out of the 12 Jacob's sons, Levi and Simeon, all the men in that region, they take their sister back because Dinah had been captured at that point. They go take their sister back. They plunder the entire land. They take all the men out, including Shechem and his father Hamor. And it says in 28, they took their flocks, they took their herds, they took their donkeys, whatever they had in the city and in the field. I mean, they took all the possessions that they wanted to, right? And they take their sister back. Now, Jacob finds out about this because Jacob is like, I'm scared. Everybody in the surrounding regions are going to hear about this and they're going to come after us, and we are outnumbered. They have all these armies. Like, what have you done? Did you think about this? And Levi and Simeon's response was, should he treat our sister like a prostitute? And that is the end of that story. This is genocide. They committed genocide. Now, they committed genocide. I mean, this was an irrefutable crash out. This was number 2. So number 1 is really, really bad. But I will see y'all for number 1. It's coming out soon. Thank y'all so much for tuning in.